3, 2, 1, go!
The Winter Olympics, an entertaining competition of best on best. Non-stop competitive adrenaline. The gaming industry took notice, and that's why I'll be ranking every game that this Wikipedia page says is a Winter Olympic game. I will rank all of them, however the focus will be on the standouts, either good or bad. If it's mediocre, I'm not going to shove it in your face.
Look how okay it is! Just look at it! Just look at it!
Also no Mario and Sonic games, because they're kind of in their own category. First game on the list is Winter Games, published by Epyx in 1985. And this game is a very strong entry. It has 7 events that all feel unique, unlike others on this list, where you
Sam, Dad,
Oh. This was on the Commodore 64 with many ports available. I played the MS-DOS version and was quite impressed with all the tricks that you can do with just a single joystick and a button. Visually, it does look better on the Commodore 64, but there isn't any fake scores to compare to if you're playing by yourself. So I can win gold, even if I fall flat on my face. B tier. Winter Olympics, published by Tynesoft in 1986 for the Amiga. The shredded wheat of this list. It's a game you could play. I think this made more children go outside. Winter Olympiad from Tynesoft 1988 on the Commodore 64. It has strange choices. Somebody forgot to clean up the logs on the downhill course. Biathlon was quite straightforward in the other games, so this should be good. Podium worthy. Also, the skier's clenched up. Got a case of Hank Hillbum. C tier. The Games Winter Edition 1988 from Epyx for the Commodore 64. This is an improvement on Epyx's previous rendition, having better graphics and sound, but again, there are no fake scores to compare to. The figure skating event is the most notable, as it has you plan your choreography before performing, which is a very cool rendition. Downhill skiing and ski jump both use a first-person perspective that works quite well, because they kept it simple. Its ceremonies, animations, and overall presentation make it a charming endeavor that seems like the developers wanted to try something new rather than remake what's already been done. A tier. The game's Winter Challenge from 1991 by Accolade for the Sega Genesis. And people argue about 60 versus 120 frames per second. How about 4? It uses a Mimic 3D style, which with the low frame rates, it makes the visuals quite hard on the eyes. It's too bad because most of the 2D elements are quite decent and the controls are easy to pick up. This game is a decent challenge and fun for a short time. C tier. Winter Olympics 1993 from Teirtex Design Studios for the SNES. I'm gonna replicate this experience for you. Take your controller, put in butter, scream. It does look nice and has small ceremonies, but the skiing events have the camera too close to see the gates, moguls have an imaginary timing system, and biathlon shooting controls like when a jug of milk is unexpectedly empty. We need some milk. F tier. F tier. F? Does that look like an F? F tier. Winter Gold, published by Nintendo in 1996 for the SNES. I've never seen 3D on the SNES quite like this. Both this game and the game's Winter Challenge attempted the same thing, but the execution makes this worlds better. Its soundtrack is good, responsive controls, multiple locations to play in, my eyes don't hurt while looking at it, and events are challenging but learnable. I was terrible at most things, but still wanted to practice and get better. This game has high energy throughout, just wish I had multiplayer instead of passing off the controller. A pulsate. A tier. Winter Heat from Sega in 1997 for the Sega Saturn. It's easy and straightforward to learn while still having depth and needing skill to be the best. This one added a few more modes for shorter playthrough. The stylized visuals are a great departure from the other games and is cohesive with the overall arcade style of play. Only downside is the reliance on spamming. Carpal tunnel and fun is what I gained out of this experience. You need water, maybe? A tier. Nagano Winter Olympics 98 from Konami for the PlayStation 1. Flashy graphics, vibey music, it comes out the gate swinging. Then it really tries to immerse you in the athlete's shoes by making you need Olympic-level fingers to win. My feet hurt. Controls feel unresponsive and sluggish as most require a long hold to affect the character. Other games on this list have challenges and tricks that are more difficult than others for higher points, usually involving more inputs. This game has... oh my god. Maybe if I was an octopus? I don't want to dock points just because it's difficult, but for a game that you'd most likely play with friends, it kind of takes the fun away from everyone when no one can qualify for a medal. Curling was good though. B tier. Millennium Winter Sports from Konami in 2000 for the Game Boy Color. This game is really good. A lot is based on timing and difficulty of trick. It looks great and has a very high energy soundtrack, exceeding my expectations for a handheld game. However, like the last game, it's damn difficult. You have to pull off every trick, make no mistakes, and time everything right to the edge to even get near the leaderboard. I see how practice can help, but not all events are available for practice, meaning you have to play all of them just to try once. Game Boys were thrown into the wall with this one. Games for handhelds were often more difficult as the amount of content they could fit on a cartridge was limited, and they didn't want the game to be completed in a few hours. Which I get, but if you give this to a child with any sense of impatience, that Game Boy is going into the wall. Gratification is great and satisfying, but it's just way too difficult to get there. B tier. Salt Lake 2002 from attention to detail on the PS2. This is the experience I imagined before playing everything. Better presentation with commentators added, tight controls that require skill and timing, new camera options, options for shorter modes, a good soundtrack, and weather and time controls for an added bit of realism. It's a complete package that just works well. I especially like the approach to the ski freestyle event using both direction and button combos with timing instead of a quick input method. Graphically, it's fine with having fun outfits and presentations, but nothing exceptional for the time. The event select menu is weird though. Just a bunch of people standing in a room panting. I can feel my glasses fogging up from here. This game really upped the standard for what an Olympic game should be. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
ESPN International Winter Sports 2002. ESPN 2000 International Winter Sports. ESPN. It's kinda just okay.
ESPN International Winter Sports 2002 has good variety in events with a Guitar Hero-esque rendition of figure skating. Everything else? Meh. It's an okay game wrapped in an ESPN package. B tier. Torino 2006 by 49 Games on the PS2. Now these developers know how to make a menu. 15 events organized in 8 categories. They also have 24 available countries to play, which is the most out of these games. Better graphics and more events at the cost of control, where some events feel a bit floaty. So if you prioritize looks over playability, this is the game for you. A tier. Vancouver 2010 from Sega on the PS3. Strong entry with a focus on realism, which kinda made it a bit boring. It has 14 events, but they are repetitive as most fall under the skiing and snowboarding between gates category. They don't have freestyle aerial, biathlon, cross-country, moguls, or curling. It's easy to feel like you've done the same thing over and over again. Holy motion blur though. As soon as you get to high speeds, it's like I'm in hyperdrive. Tutorial system is fantastic, going through step-by-step instruction. It has a cool challenge mode where you play in events to complete challenges and unlock new challenges as you progress. It's good, just not as fun as Salt Lake 2002. A tier. Now there was some games that were lost in the fire. As in mobile games, both Hypersports Winter 2010 and Olympic Games Jam Beijing 2022. They aren't available anymore, and the effort required to play a mobile game, I just didn't feel like it. So they're here, in this in memoriam section. Don't feel bad though, because the 2022 one had NFTs in it, so it's more in the throw it in a well and hope it doesn't resurrect from the dead tier. From what I can tell, there hasn't been an Olympic game released for a while, or for the next gen consoles. And it feels like the dying of local multiplayer in favor for online has attributed to this. Which is too bad, because my favorite thing about these games is being in a room full of people trying to figure out how to play the events for the first time. With confusion and sometimes success in a quick competitive environment, Its format creates the perfect game to pick up and play without heavy commitment, and I do kind of hope that the genre comes back. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have different rankings, that's not allowed, I wrote it down. In all seriousness, these games can be enjoyed differently by different people, and I encourage you to try all of them. This was more about the evolution of these games and how different people and teams can make different creative decisions about the same topic. It's quite fascinating. Also, I lost the cable halfway through this, and it screwed up half the footage, so if you find the cable, let me know.